Hello. Oh. This is the door handle of the toilet. It's come off in my hand, and I don't know, do you also get upset when something comes off in your hand? A handle of your electric kettle, for instance? So, luckily, I am an expert on the failure of components. But back to your kettle. Even my grandma would have told you an old Czech proverb. You keep using a jug for water until the handle breaks off. But to wait until the handle breaks off, it usually takes ages. And besides, the trial and error method is quite expensive. So let me show you now how we can predict what the handle, kettle, or any other component is able to bear. First, we test the materials in laboratories on simple samples with a crack. Then we can model the component, however complex, in computers, and we identify critical points where a crack may appear. These are the red points. Yet a problem remains. How we can use the material data measured on simple samples to predict behavior of the complex components? Well, we study what the cracks and the critical points have in common. It can be some opening stress, which opens the crack, and in the same way, it opens the critical point, causes the crack, and thus the failure of component. And how to calculate this? Even my grandma was puzzled by this, and of course she had another proverb at hand. 100 times nothing killed a bull. Which is like saying, so many straws break a camel's back. Typical grandma. She forgot to tell me how big this nothing was. So let's modify the formula a little bit. Let's add the fracture characteristic measured in the laboratory. Transform the zero into shape function of the crack. Slap the shape functions of the critical point. Add the loading character from the numerical solution. Simple. Finally, we underline this at the superscripts, and my confused grandma says, "Oh man, Johnny, the formula is as big as..." I know, Granny, the formula is as big as Cheltenham. But now we can cancel the beef cattle on both sides of the equation, and we get a beautiful formula for the load bearing under which the component breaks. And if the actual loading is lower than the critical one, then even cattle can't break the kettle.